I don't know what happens with Skype, but okay, now I think now it's everything was fixed. Okay, so we can start. Before we start, we have here lesson about animals. So about some animals from from the North Pole or South Pole. Do you know some animals from the North and South Pole?
North Pole, South Pole. I think. Let me like find out information.
Okay, so can you see my screen? Can you please tell me? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what animals can you see on my screen here? What animals?
Okay, so I think I can see like a kangaroo and a polar bear.
Polar bear. Okay, so what do you think about these animals? What is your opinion, for example, about polar bear? Okay, can you please tell me, what do you think about these animals?
I think that the amount of polar bears is probably is go down because of the ice melts. And tell you a small fact that each minute about 300,000 tons of ice in Arctic ice melt. Yes, that's 1 minute, and about 300,000 tons. Yes, that is kind of a very big number. Ice is melt.
Melted. Okay, and okay, and what do you think about these bears? How do they survive in this environment? Okay, so they have this environment is icy, it's snowy. So what do you think? How do they survive in these environments?
I think there is the polar bears that like cold. So if it gets warmer, they like can't live and they will be sick. And then if they're more dangerous, they will die.
Okay, so they can die. Okay, and can you please tell me if okay, what other animals are similar to the polar bears? Are there some
like
other?
I see polar bear that penguin.
Okay, and what do you think about foxes? About polar bears? Sorry, polar. We have here foxes. We have here rabbits. What do you think about these animals? What do you think about these animals?
If an animal is like living in a normal weather, not too hot or too cold, just like cactus or camel, or the opposite camel or polar bear or penguin, rabbits and also some kind of wild animals that live in a like a normal weather, and the limit is actually like a little bit bigger. And I think that uh, every every animal in the world have a limit of how cold, the coldest and the hottest temperature that they can stay alive. So the polar, for example, I think that the polar bear have a max limit about 10 to about 20 temperature degrees, and camel or cactus have a the lowest or the coldest temperature is about 10. Also 10 or 20 10 or 20 degrees. So if a camel or every mob that's like that is outside of that limit, it will die instantly.
Instantly. Okay, so polar bears. Okay, so we have here this. Just one moment. Interesting sentence. Just one moment, please. Okay, so we have here this interesting sentence. Okay, right here. Just one moment. Okay, can you please read just this part of the sentence? Can you please read?
Polar bears don't eat a lot. They can hunt seals. There is ice to walk on them when they hunt, and there isn't a lot of ice in summer.
So what do you think about these characteristics about polar bears? So what is your opinion about these polar bears?
Polar bears don't eat a lot, but if they don't eat a lot, why are they so fat? I don't know why.
Maybe what do you think about metabolism? About polar bears, about their metabolism. So what is your opinion about this? Okay, so they are big, they are fat, and what do you think? Why? For example, Okay, usually, you know, when people, okay, I don't know about your country, but when people usually get fat, in which season usually people get fat? I'm saying about people. Okay, I just want you to make comparison here. So we have here about some animals, like people usually they eat a lot of food in let's say winter and become fat. Okay, because eating of this food, okay, this is something that make them feel fat. Okay, so they are fat a little bit. Okay, and this is the reason why people sometimes during the winter, I don't know in your because you're living in Hanoi, I suppose that you have a winter, but if you're living in Ho Chi Minh City, so people usually because it's hot weather, they they are not so fat. Imagine people from USH or Canada or some other places where it's winter very long. They become fat. They eat a lot of food because they need to survive. And I think that the bears also eat food, but their metabolism it's not so good. So this is why they become fatter and fatter. Okay.
Okay, I know it.
Okay, so look at this. We have here kangaroo. Okay, so what do you think? Is kangaroo fat?
I think that's I don't know what's the main food. I don't know.
Okay, so the kangaroo is not so fat. And what do you think? Why, for example, kangaroo is not so fat comparing to bears? But what do you think?
I think that, for example, the polar bear, they live the same with the cactus. Do you think that there is a little bit of rain in the desert? But when there is a rain, the cactus will try and collect as much water as possible and keep it in the body. And when the rain ends, the cactus will live and they depend on that water that they collect. And I think that they have to use them wisely. And the same for the camel. So the polar bear is the same. The summer, the winter is the best summer. It's the best season for them to hunt. So they will try and hunt as much food as possible, and then they will use that to stay alive in the summer. That is my thing. So. And the kangaroo, they live in a place, in a normal place, not too hot or not too cold. So they don't need too fat. During that, the polar bear have to be fat to fight against the cold. So they will be warmer. So the kangaroo don't need that because the weather that they live.
Exactly. Okay, so yes, but like you mentioned, they are more active. Okay, so they are more active. They spend more energy, and the weather is, for example, it's very humid. You know, in your country, in other country, for example, I know that you're during the spring or summer, it's really hot and humid, and you're using air conditioners or fans to cool down. And this is something that is connected with your climate. Where, for example, you know, when you have, for example, when it's really hot, okay, so water from you, because you know that 70% of our body is water. So you know that. I suppose that you know that. 70% of water of our body is water, blood and everything else. So when you, for example, when you are in the place that is really hot and humid, okay, so water from you will come outside from your pores. Okay, so will go up. So this is the reason, for example, and when it's winter, it's not so humid, and water will stay in you. This water that you don't need will stay in you, and you will become fatter. Yeah. So, for example, people in your country are not so fat in your country.
Yeah.
Okay. But people, for example, okay, and that depends. For example, what is the food? You, for example, your people from your country, people from Vietnam, usually eat healthy food. It's much healthier food comparing to my country, comparing to USA, Canada, and other countries. We eat junk food. That's the main difference. Okay, now let's see. And we have here, okay, challenge. I want to ask you, can you please tell me, okay, we have here complete the letter with the present continuous from the verbs below. So we have here write, you know this. I think that you know this. When you want to create continuous tense is write plus ing.
I know every rules. Yeah, I
Mhm,
think
yeah.
that this is a normal knowledge that every English learners have to be know.
Okay, yes. Okay, so we have here, okay, so here is it, okay, so I think that, okay, you can see verbs right here. I don't know what is happening, but you can see verbs here. Okay, so you can fill these blanks. Okay, can you please read the sentence number 1?
Wait, I think that I have to like do it in the chat box.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, let's try to read this text. Okay, can you please read this? Okay, so I see that you finished. Okay, let's go with sentence number 2. We will start with sentence number 2.
Wait, I read the whole paragraph because you
Yes.
already see the. Okay. Hi, Lucy. I'm writing this letter to you from a small town in the Andhra Century in Nepal. We're on a trekking holiday, so we are doing a lot of walking. We stay in a different place every night. At the moment, we are staying with a very friendly family. We aren't walking today because we need to rest. I am looking out of the window and I can see mountains with snow on the top. Outside, Dad is playing football with the family's children. There are some horses in the street. They are carrying food on the backs. Mom is talking to the mother of the family. They are cooking lunch. I am learning a lot about the way people live here. Life is very different. There isn't any electricity, so there aren't any TV and there's no internet. My brother is bored today because he isn't watching TV. How silly. Soon off.
Okay, so we have here, okay, this is, okay, a letter, okay, that is written to his friend, her friend. Okay, so can you please tell me about you? How would you write a letter, for example, to your friend? Okay, so imagine that you're visiting something. Okay, imagine that you want to visit some place. So how would you write a letter to your friend if you visit, let's try to say some country that is that you would like to visit. So what is something that you would like to say in this letter?
I think at first you have to say hello.
And after this?
Yeah. And next one is the situation that's when you're writing. So where are you writing? And what holiday? Or camping holiday or mountain hiking or staying in a hotel in a resort, just like that. And next one is talked about the travel in there. Is it good or is it good or bad? And the food, the culture, the people, and weather and each day what you eat, and there's so many. And next one is to talk about what others people are doing whilst you are writing. And as you can see in the letter that it said, dad, mom, brother, and all of the family. And next one is you have to have a wish. Wait to see it. There are some sentences that you can use for and wait to see your letters. I want to see your letters and want you soon, or be with mommy as soon as possible, and so much. And next one is you can add some words to see your compassion with the people that you're writing letter to, like love or your best friend or any people. And then your signature.
Your signature by the end. Okay. Yes, I think that I understand what you want to say. Very nice. Okay, so this is something that interesting. And did you ever wrote not a text on your phone? Did you ever wrote a letter, for example, to your friends? Did you ever try to write a letter to your friends, to take a pencil or pen and write a letter?
No, because because that's like we just go because everything that I need is at home. So in case that I forgot it, I can just ask my my classmate that are right next to me.
Okay, so this is something that you can write about. And what is something that you will mostly you would like to write about to your friends? Do you have something that you would like to write, for example, to your friends about certain place that you want to visit next year? For example, let's try to use future tense. Okay, so how would you describe a place that you want to visit in the future? So what would you say, for example, about a place that you want to visit in the future?
A place the form or for the skeleton of the letter?
The place, okay, the place for, next place that you want to visit. So how would you write a letter, for example, for the next place that you want to visit? Is there any new place that you want to visit? For example, in the nearest future.
In the nearest future, let me see. I think that I would like to go to Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay, because?
And I might think so.
And why Ho Chi Minh City?
There are two reasons. First is that I haven't been there before, just like said in some previous class. My father has gone there for business, but I haven't. And next one is because there are some, like, I thought that Ho Chi Minh City is like have the fresh weather, having good and hospitality people, or good food, or some unique place that I would like to visit.
Okay, and can you tell me what is something similar and what is the different, because you're living in Hanoi? Can you tell me the similarities that you know, for example, about Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, and differences? Okay, so you have something that is similar, something that is different. Can you tell me about similarities comparing to Ho Chi Minh City? Okay, so we have here something similar, something different. What is similar to when you compare, for example, Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi?
Okay, let me find.
So what is something that can be really similar and what is something that can be really different?
So I'm finding. Okay, so okay, so I find here first is because of the size. Hanoi have a smaller population and a larger area, so the people have more space. So the land price is a little bit cheaper, but a larger but Ho Chi Minh City has larger population, but they're smaller area. So so the land price is actually just going up. Yeah?
Okay.
And I'm talking about the difference. Next one is the climate or weather. Hanoi is actually like a two separately weather. That is winters and summers. That is winter is very cold and summer is very hot. That's a massive difference. But Ho Chi Minh City don't have. They just have hot and humid. Humid is that there is so many water in the air, but hot there is literally none. So next one is about the appearance of the structure. Hanoi is actually preferred to the older architecture.
Architecture.
That is like the temple architecture. That is the temple of literature, or the lake of the resource sword that I just said, and many more. That's very old. But Ho Chi Minh City is like referred to modern high rises. Do you know about the landmark 81? That is the highest tower in Vietnam and one of the most highest tower in the world. It has 81 floors. And I think that the highest one can reach to 95 meters. And do you know that the more the house is in, the more price it will go up. So I have just heard that there is, do you know about pho in Vietnam, the famous food. So the price of that is just $2 or $3 compared to the salary of Vietnamese. But in the 66th floor of the landmark 81, there is a bowl. There is a bowl of pho that costs about $4 million down. That is half a salary of Vietnamese. I think that I could explain what is expensive because it has Japanese A5 Wagyu. It's a truffle mushrooms. The broth needs 100 kilograms of 100 kilograms of like a beef, and then it's 48 hours to create that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's very expensive. But let's just stop here. And next one is about the side of the trips. The Hanoi is better for multi-day side trips because there's so many hotels or hostels
Mm-hmm.
that there are many places to visit that you could spend about 4 or 5 days or even 1 or 2 weeks. But
Mm-hmm.
Ho Chi Minh City is better for the day trips, just 1 or 2, because there is the because there's not many hotels, because because the economy is so good, there are so many people there. It's a larger population that I just said, and so they're better for the day trips also because there is like so less place to visit compared to Hanoi. So it's better for only 1 or 2 days trip. And the budget. The last thing is the budget. The Hanoi is low cost. It's a little bit of low. The prices are actually is not very much. If it compares to Vietnamese salary is $4,000 per year. But the Ho Chi Minh City is slightly more expensive. I think that probably because let me see. I think that because they're in a big city.
Yes.
And a big city, so the price have to go up. And next one is also because of the inflationary. You know that?
What is that?
The inflationary is when for the same money, but you only buy less things. I can leave an example like this. A bread in Vietnam costs about $1, right?
Okay.
That's
Okay.
the average.
Okay.
Costs about 1 USD. But but that is today. But tomorrow you buy it grows to 1.5 USD per bread. So that is the inflationary. So Vietnam is like one of the most inflationary in the world because you know the ranking of Vietnam money, that is the second lowest. It's nothing to impress. It's nothing to impress about the art about the Vietnamese money. So I think that in a few years from now, the inflationary is starting to go down because the government is trying to like produce as much product so that reduce inflationary because there are so many money. And I think that I have to compare to Venezuela. You think that the most inflationary in the world. You know about 5 million. It's my thing so. That's 5 million Venezuela dollars cost one bread. Yes, but the salary of the Venezuelan isn't changed. So the compare that the budget is actually slightly more expensive. So if you have enough money, you should travel to Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay. Yes, I think that I understand what you want to say because my country has the same problem. For example, that I mentioned you that we used to have something like sanctions, embargo. That is, for example, we couldn't in 90s we couldn't export some products. So also we couldn't sell something that we have from our country to other countries because we have NATO bombing and etc. So it was really hard for us. So I understand because you mentioned about your currency that used to be
second lowest because one Vietnamese $1 1 USD costs about 23,000 down. It's so hard.
It's so high.
I think that a few years from now, the Vietnam is going one floor up.
because the price of our bread, I want to say something to you. The price of our bread, we used to have dinners. The price of our bread was like this. When we used to.
No, you have to remove 3 letter 0.
No. Look, I'm not saying about your country. I'm saying about my country in 1990s. When we used to have also.
I think that's the most inflationary in the world.
Yes, that was the biggest inflationary in the world ever. That was 30 years ago, around 30 years ago.
Wait, I don't know what's your birth. I don't know what's your birthday. Do you born when the bread is costing like this?
My birthday will be soon. My birthday is on the.
I'm talking about the year. What year are you born? And when you born, are the bread are the same as this?
No.
Wait, what are the year? What is your?
I will be 40 years old soon.
Yeah. So you are the same age as my father. So wait, but when you tell me when is the bread is costing like this?
Not Venezuela. This is Serbia or Yugoslavia. Okay, so the price of the bread in Serbia or Yugoslavia was like this.
5 billion.
5 billion. No, not 5 million. 5 billion.
What? Salary. That's the salary.
Okay, salary was not so good because we didn't have money. We used to have bones. Bones, for example, you have something like a piece of paper, and with this piece of paper, okay, you don't. It's not money, so you just go and buy something. You give that, and the price of that is I don't know, maybe 600 points, and you have, for example, 600 points, and you can buy, for example, food, eggs, or whatever you need. So it was a pretty much it was not so good. That was 30 years ago. Maybe your father can remember this because he is similar, but he was a boy. He was like you. Yeah. I was like you, and I can remember these things, but I don't know. Maybe your father was learning about this when he was young. Yeah. Maybe your father can give you more details about this because this is something that I can remember right now. So that was a very, very horrible time. Okay, yeah. So challenge. Okay, imagine you're in Australian holiday. Okay, write a letter to your friend. Use the following questions to help your plan your letter. Use the words below and your own ideas. So what ideas would you like to write? What is something that you can write to your friend?
My friend? I think that is kind of the school in there because of the main thing the main reason that my father allowed me to go to Australia. That is want me to try what's the difference between the school in Australia and Vietnam.
Okay, so how would you write a letter, for example, to your friend? How would you, for example, write some letter to your friend?
I think that I have just said the skeleton of the letter. When I'm just when you ask me about how can you write a letter when you're in a country.
Okay, but how would you write a letter? We have here what are you and your family doing right now? So you can write a.
I think that my family is kind of only mine going to Australia.
Okay, and now, and where would you stay, for example, if you go to Australia? In which let's say city would you like to stay? Melbourne, or which city would you like to stay if you go?
I think that do you know about this? I went to the chat box. You know about the city in Australia? I'm just posting.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yes. I know this. And why did you choose this specific place? Okay, so this is something that is quite popular. Why would you choose Adelaide? Okay, I know, I heard about this. Okay, I know about this, but why did you choose this place?
First is because that's the district of my of my uncle's house.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And next one is I think that is pretty like it's very near, just about 1.5 kilometers from that my uncle's house to the house that I experienced,
Mm-hmm.
the school that I experienced in 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this one is no, there's just two reasons, but I think that some place like Melbourne or Sydney that is the same.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they said that.
Okay. Okay. So it can be really the same, and we have here. Okay, what is interesting? For example, did you ever saw or did you ever, for example, have experience that your uncle used to tell you what is something that is quite nice to see? I never been to Adelaide. I want to go definitely, of course. I want to visit also Asia and Australia. So, what is something interesting to see or in Adelaide? So, can you please tell me?
I think that I can suggest you about the Sydney and Melbourne, but I think that I just here from my uncle's house and study and stand in her house for 6 weeks, so I don't go anywhere. And I got to talk to you. Maybe you can search the internet for more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's see, and we have here interesting animals. Okay, so we have some animals that are not usual in our part of the country, in our countries, like kangaroos, like koalas, like. Okay, so what do you think? What is your opinion about this type of the animals? So we have here some different types of the animals. So what do you think about these types of the animals that are mentioned here in this? We have here kangaroos. We have different types of the animals. So what do you think? What is your opinion about this type of the animals?
So kangaroo, I think that I have to tell you a small fact that the government allowed the people to kill kangaroos without any punishment, unless they kill them so a lot. You know why?
Why?
The amount of kangaroo in Australia is more than the population in there.
Really?
Yes, you can search the internet. I will give you some statistics.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that they are almost extinct. Oh, what a fool am I?
In Australia, that
Yes, yes.
is about 42.7 million kangaroos. Can you believe it? I will send you like.
Wow.
Okay, so this is the paragraph that I went for.
Wow, this is amazing. I was thinking that they were extinct. Okay. Wow. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, and do you know the population in Australia is?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't want to say like 40 million people, maybe.
No.
No.
Is 20. Okay, so I will tell you the exact number. In exact number right now.
Hmm?
Okay, so let me find. Okay, so Australia is now, right now, has 26,431,346 people. So do you know the amount of kangaroo is about 1.5 times more than the population there? Yes.
Wow.
So the government is allow them to kill the kangaroo is, I think that is legal because there's so many.
Oh, I didn't know about this information. Like I mentioned to you minute or 2 minutes ago, I was thinking that kangaroos are extinct. But wow, this is like I said, this is amazing. Okay, and what do you think? Why do they have such a big population of kangaroos? So
Okay.
what is the reason?
Okay. Let me find this. Okay. Because kangaroos are native to Australia, but however, when early settlers cut down trees to make way for development, grassland becomes more prevalent. So this allows for more kangaroos to grow up. So the population is now increased fast.
Okay, but how many? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. Okay, how many, for example? Okay, kangaroos are mammals. Is that right? Mammals. So they can have, for example, they can have one child. Okay, this is, in my opinion, they don't need to kill them. So you have a male kangaroo, female kangaroo. Okay, they have one baby. Okay, one let's say one small animal. Okay, so they can, for example, okay, with and only one, just one. And for example, you have two pairs of kangaroos, and they can have only every pair can have only one, let's say, child. Okay,
Yeah.
so and you will decrease the amount of kangaroos if, but you don't need to kill them.
No, I think that the why that they increased. To tell you another small fact, that is the matter. Teach the baby kangaroos how to run in just 20 days after the born.
Yes, but
Okay.
they
So
can
when they run, they grow fast. Just as me. When we are doing exercises, we grow faster than normal. I think that we will be higher and have a stronger muscle, right? So
yes.
the kangaroo is the same. Is the mother just teach them how to run in just 20 days after the born. So they grow extremely fast and allow for more kangaroos to grow up.
Yes, but for example, you put like in some places, for example, you put, let's say, these little kangaroos. You can put them. For example, you can sleep them. You can put injection, shoot them, and sleep. Okay, they can sleep. So you can shoot them and sleep. They can sleep, for example, and you put them in this special place where you have only male kangaroos. Okay, and after some time, for example, you take one of these kangaroos and put with female. Okay, and they will have only one child. Let's say child, little kangaroo. Okay, so basically, and that's it, nothing else. Okay, so they cannot have. You can control them. Okay, you don't need, for example, to put all of them and to have a lot of kangaroos. So you can, you don't need to kill them. Okay, so basically, for example, you have 20 kangaroos after some time, for example, 10 males and females. Okay, so they will have, for example, one baby. Okay, and after this, okay, so one by one, and you will decrease the amount of kangaroos in natural way. You don't need to kill them. What do you think?
Okay. I think that that opinion is not very good, but I'll tell you the small factor is every year state authorities allow licensed hunters to kill millions of them. Yeah.
Okay, and do you know maybe what can be special about kangaroos? Okay, so we have here some maybe body parts or something that is special. Okay, or just I don't know. I never tried, and it's maybe a little for me too hard to understand. About meat. Okay, they just kill them, and what do they do with their bodies?
Bodies
Of kangaroos.
that I think that we can compose it and make bone meal. Do you think that some rubbish, like after you drink a milk, the can that's made out of like plastic that you can throw away, but when you like dig a hole and like put them inside, they can compose. They can compose itself to become a fresh bone meal. And the same happens with animals after they die.
Okay. Yes, I think that I understand a bit. Okay, and what about animals that are not that are extinct? Okay, so what would you do, for example, with animals that are extinct? Is there any way that we can, for example, do something with animals that are, for example, will be extinct if people don't do something with them? So, what do you think about this?
I don't. No, I say I don't have a specialist about kangaroos. But every
No.
information that I talk to you is funny in the internet. But I don't have any opinion about this.
No. I'm not asking about kangaroos. I'm asking you about some other animals. What other animals are? Do you know some other animals that could be extinct? Okay, so for example, we know, for example, pandas. But what other animals? Do you have some extinct animals in your country?
I think that about cockroaches.
Mm. Why are they extinct? I never heard about this, but why?
Wait, do you know about cockroaches?
No.
Wait. I think that I said the wrong word, so I think that I mispronounced that. So.
Please tell one more time.
So. Okay, so I will send to you the words that I might be mispronounced.
Okay, no problem. Cockroaches.
Yeah,
Cockroaches. Cockroaches.
This word.
Cockroaches. Cockroaches.
Cockroaches. Yes. This and I think that the same happens with like the mouse.
Okay, and what is happening with the mouse?
There is so many of them. And they like eating everything because the teeth is grown and grow until they die. So they have to eat. No, they just use the teeth on the woody things, so that the card rope, a table, and the table and everything that's made out of wood. They like annoying so many people, and also the furniture store. And like the cockroaches, they also like making a very like disgusting noise. Disgusting noise and smell and stench. So it's like very painful. And I see that this might scare you, but the cockroaches are known to be walking through your ears when you're sleeping because they think there's food in there.
Food?
No, because the cockroaches are known to find food from the smell. And your earwax. Your earwax is like the same smell as that.
Okay, I think that I understand what you want to say.
This might scare you a little bit.
Okay, yes. We also have in my country some we call this earbugs. Earbugs. Okay, so these bugs, like you mentioned, these bugs are something like cockroaches, and they are very also want to come to my to ear of the, for example, of certain creatures like people. So my son used to have a problem because this earbug almost came. We barely pull out this bug from his ear. It was really painful for him, and I don't know what to say, but it was not so good. Okay, but I understand what you want to say about cockroaches. So yes, this is something that can be really, really frustrating for someone who has this problem. Now let's see, and wow, we spoke a lot about here. Okay, so we have here about go to the beach. I want to ask you about some animals from the beach. Okay, so what do you think about animals on the beach? What animals do you know from the beach that live on the beach? Do you know some different types of the animals that are living on the beach?
Okay, so I think that a crab, a shell, and a crab, a shell, and I think that crab and shell are the same. But wait, I have a question.
Yes.
When I'm talking about ears, I think I have to ask that. I think that do you insert your Q-tips in the ear?
What? Can you repeat, please?
Do you know about the Q-tips? The Q-tips. Maybe I can send you an image about this. Maybe that's okay. So do you know about this thing? Maybe that's your house will have some. You know about this?
Yes, we are using this.
This is a Q-tips, and do you insert it in your ears?
Yes, we put when we want to clean
our.
our.
Oh goodness! I think that you are stuck in a cycle that the dermatologists that refer to as the itch scratch cycle. You know why you're inserting a Q-tip in your ears is actually pretty good, and you just use them again and again because you're stuck in the cycle. When you're using a Q-tips, the earwax go further in because they don't have any spaces. It fits perfectly in your ear. So when you use them, the earwax go further in, and it will be more itch. So when you be more itch, you just use them because that feels so good. And when you use them, it just puts in, and it's just itch and itcher. So I think that I would recommend that you stop using Q-tip in your ear.
Okay. Okay. Why not? Okay. Now let's see.
There's a YouTuber that is posting a video about how do you use Q-tips using so good.
Okay, but this is something that is. I understand what you want to say, but we used to use this, but okay, but this wax that we are having in our ears sometimes can help us about. I don't know why, but I read an article that sometimes this is something that can help us. Okay.
Earwax is very good because it helps to stop virus or anything that's stuck into the ears. So I think that when you use it in your ear, it makes you like feel so good, but just when it starts. And after you use it, you realize that it just gets more itch. And I think that is really dangerous because at some point your ear will have so many earwax stuck inside that you literally can't hear anything.
Okay. Maybe. Okay, now let's. Okay, but how can you, for example, clean your ears? So what would you suggest to clean your ears?
Clean it because your body, your ear has like an effect that when you're so much of them, they just pop out when you're taking a bath. Because when it's meets water, it just pop out. And when you're like showering, there is a little bit of water that are going to your ears, and then they just pop all the earwax out that we don't know.
Okay, now that is quite interesting. Okay, and we have here enjoy the holiday. Okay, so how do you enjoy your holiday? So we have here some let's say some suggestions. So how do you enjoy your holiday?
I think that I can enjoy my holiday in just 3 words: eat, rest, and sleep.
Why these 3 words?
Because that's one of the most like comfortable thing that you can do when you're taking holiday.
Okay, now and where, for example, next holiday, where would you like to have your next holiday? Where would you like to go on your next holiday?
I think that I would go to Australia again because my uncle is not want me to go to so many like famous places because my father is decided me to go there next year when my English like skills is better.
Okay, your English skills are better. Okay, and did you ever consider, for example, to live in Australia? In Australia, did you ever consider this, that you can, for example, live in Australia?
I think that I might.
Okay, and why?
don't know.
Okay, so for example, which city? Adelaide, Sydney. Which city would you like? Where would you like to live? In which city would you like to live?
I'd like to go to the Adelaide. That's just.
Okay, because why? Because
I can live very near my uncle, so it helped me when I'm like having problems. And when I think that when I'm talking in Australia, you'll know about the effect of a brain drain. Maybe you don't know. That
no.
is when a poor country have a genius people, they just go to another country for better. That's like that country is poor, it keep poor. I can give an example like this. Why do like a genius that just studied from America to Vietnam, they have to do a lot of work, but they can only earn salary about $300 per a month. But with that skills, they can make about $3,000 per year in America or Australia. That is like the country that have a very high economy. So that is the brain drain. For example, the people that are very good, have some talents that they don't stay in the country. For example, Vietnam, and East Iran is one of the most brain drained country because they're so poor, but there's so many people with a lot of talents, but they just go to another country. It's not very good. So I don't know how to fix this, but with the brain drain effect.
Okay, okay, very nice. Now I understand what you want to say. Okay, so we can stop here. Okay, now can you please tell me, do you have any questions for me about today's class?
No.
No? Okay, so I will fix now, okay, our this schedule. Okay, I will put that we have on Wednesday and 9 p.m. and our rest of the classes we will have a night regular time that we are having.
Wait. Yeah, do you know how brain drain actually work? I think I will send you a web about the brain drain that you will know what I'm actually said. Maybe that you don't know.
Okay, send me, of course. I want to see. Brain drain.
You can open it to see if it like work.
Just one moment.
Yeah. Okay, so you can read it after this class.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I will read it. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so see you on Wednesday. I wish you a nice day, a nice weekend, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, and I think that after this you must change the name of this group.
Yeah, so, I will change. I will change right away. Don't worry. Right away. I will change right away.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.